Now let's move on to the home page. I mean this page in LinkedIn, the feed page. So click home. By the way, let me also create routes for the home, I mean top bar. Yes. So open this components, common, top bar, index.jsx, and let me create one function called navigate, or say go to, or go to route. It will be an arrow function. So on each of the items here we have to map, I mean not map, assign this. So on home we will say on click, and we will send the data to this function called go to route, and this will be the current route of the page. So here it's slash home. Now in this function, let me first import the use effect hook. Sorry, not use effect hook. Let me import the use navigate. So we can say import use navigate from React router DOM. Then let me create an instance of the navigate. So let's say let navigate equals to use navigate. Now we can navigate through this navigate. By the way, these things, I mean this function takes a value. So let's say route, and here we will just navigate to route. Now if you click the home, we will be on the home page. Now let me add this on click on one more. So let's say on this second one called user switch. So let's say profile. Now save and click second one, and we will go to the profile page. But for now we will get this error because this page doesn't exist. So if you go to profile, we will see no page, I mean the error. So let's leave it for that, I mean leave it for now. Okay. Now what to do is just go to home component and remove this h1. Okay. Now we have to replicate the entire thing from here, but I mean not the entire thing, just this post message box first. So in this common, let's create a folder called, let's say post update. In this component we will have an index.jsx and one for css or scss. So in the jsx file we will have, sorry, what is happening? We'll have post status. Now let me import, okay, not import first, just import this scss file into this component. Now it's done. Now we have to import this post status in the home component. So we can import it, import post status like this, and return it here like this. Fine, it's done. Now whatever we will do here will be reflected here. So let's first create this box. So let me make a div here, another div. Fine, save. This div will have a class name of, let's say, post status class. Now copy the class and come to index.scss for post status, and let me create the card here first. So we will do this. What do I mean by this is width 100, not 100, let's say 80%. Then height 100 px, let's try for now, but I think it should be 100. Let's make it 50. Now we need background color, so let's make it white. Now save and let's check the page here. We'll see this thing, but it's not a card. I mean, yes, it's a card, but we have to arrange it. Also, let's check the color here. What color is this? I think it's not white, it's white smoke. Now we can try this, and fine, it looks fine. Now we have to arrange this in the center. So to do that, in the home component.jsx, make this as home component and copy this class, come to this SCSS which is in SAS, and let me add the styling here for now. So we will say display of flex, justify content center, and let's see what happens. Align items center, but it disappeared. I don't know why. Okay, home component, let's check the class. Okay, it should work, but we don't see it here. But why? Let me just comment out this and then we can see. Okay, I guess the home component we have post status. Okay, let's do this in this component itself. So give this class name of this parent div post status main. In this we will have the same class post status main, and we will add it here. Save this as well. Now it's in the center but not vertically, so we can give it a little bit margin from the top. So let's move this class here. Fine. Now we have this. I think 100 px was fine. Yes. Now let's give them some margin at the top. So margin top, let's say 30 pixels. Yes, 30 is here. Fine. Okay, let's try to make this as 120. Okay, it also looks fine. It also looks fine. We need one border, 1 px, solid, 212121. But this is too much dark, too dark for us. Let's try to make them this still dark. Let's move it towards the white. Let's see. Okay, this looks fine, but still this should be fine. Yes. Now we have this box. Borders are curved, so we can say border radius 10 pixels. What happens? 10. Do we have 10? I think it's small. Let's try 7. Yes, I guess 7 is fine. Now in this we have a input. I mean, it's not an input, it's a button type thing, because if you click this, we will open a modal here. So let's create that as well. So in the post status, let's add a button, and this will be called as start a post. Now save. We will have a button here. Give the button a class name of open post modal. Copy the class, come over here, then do open post modal, then add this at the bottom. I mean, not the bottom, let's make center. So if you want to make it at center, we can do this here as well. Display flex, justify content center, align items center. Yes, it's in the center. Now all we have to do is expand this. I mean, give it some width, say 100%. Let's try 90 or 80. Okay, 80 is fine. So now we need some height as well. So try 40 px also. So we have this startup post button. But the problem is, I mean, the thing is, the text inside the button, this is on left aligned. So we can say left, I mean, text align left. Let's try if it works or not. Yes, it works. Now we have this, but the color is black. So we can say color black, or not black entirely, 212121. We have this. Now let's change the color of this button. background color. So say background color. Let's try this color. Fine. Also, we can move to a lighter shade. Now it's fine. It's gray. We can do more lighter. Yes, I guess it's fine. Let's remove the outline. So the outline, none. Also, border will be none as well. So we have this, but I think we don't have zero border. I mean none border. Let's try 1 pixel solid and some color. So let's try this color. Now we have this. Okay, but the height is not 40. It's, let's say, 50. 50. Also the border is curved around. Say border radius 30 pixels to make it rounded. Yes, it's fine. Also, cursor as pointer we need. Save, and we will have. Let's add padding. So say padding 10 pixels for this text, or 15. The text is inside this. Fine. So now what we have to do is what? Change the font size of start a post. So I guess the font size here is Arial. So we can say font size, sorry, font family Arial. Did this change or not? Yes, it changed. Then we have okay, it's not Arial, it's System UI. Sorry, I think I checked something wrong. System UI, we don't need all the other fonts. Save, and I guess we will see this here, just as LinkedIn. Other properties, let's check. So we have the font size 14 pixels, weight 600. So weight, I mean font weight, which will be 600. Color is this RGB and blah blah blah. So we can replace the color with this. So where is the color? We don't have a color. Okay, we do have a color here. So let's replace and see. We have start a post. Okay, something is wrong here. Let's try this color. It's too much on the light side. This is also too much light. I mean, not too much, but fine. This, yes, this looks now perfect. We can increase the font size. So try that, like font size 16 pixels. Let's try 14. 14 is fine. So just like this, we have this. So let me exit the what font. But the color is not gray. I just noticed it. It's the gray color only when we hover it. So let me make one hover effect here on this open post modal. So hover, and in the modal we will have background color as this. So cut and paste, but here the color of background will be, let's say, white smoke. Save both files, I mean this file, and we will see this just like this. We have this. Now all we have to do is click this button and it will open up a modal. So for modal, let's go to this R&D documentation. Yes, okay, we have undesign 5 now. So let's search modal here. What happened? Modal, yes. We need a centered modal. So if you come here, okay, to vertically centered modal like this. So let's copy the JavaScript code for modal. So how to copy? Just click this copy code button. But note one thing, that you have to watch the previous videos Only then you will understand what is happening next. You will find all the videos in this playlist. Check this playlist. So modal index.jsx, paste the code here. Something is wrong. Okay, it's not a functional. Yes, it's a functional, but let's make it modal and fine. It is fine. Also, let me create one SAS or SCSS file. So say index.scss. Let me import it here. Import index.scss. Now we can import this file into this post update component. So import modal. Okay. Let's try local. From local I want to import. So modal and just render it here. Okay, modal has already been declared. Where? Okay, let's say modal. Let's make this as modal component and just export it here. Okay, fine. Then import it here and save, and no error will be here. Now we have to trigger the modal on click of the button. So let me create one function here. So it will be called just let me 1 second. Let me copy the state here from the modal component, which is this. I mean cut it, not copy this. Okay. So let me cut the state from here. Paste it here. Import the state hook. Fine. Then let's say modal open and set modal open, not one. So we don't need second modal and we don't need this either. We need only one modal. So whenever we are clicking the button in this modal, it's opening this modal. So we have transferred this onClick event to this button. So here we will set it as true like this. Then we can remove the button from here. Now this modal takes this open prop and the open value is modal to open. But it's not modal to open, it's modal open. So save this. Here also we don't need to add. So just we have to pass. We don't need button or the state hook. So we need to pass modal open and set modal open as props. So first let me receive here. Receive it here. Save. Now let's pass them. But let's also render the modal component here that we are not rendering. So we can render it out here like this. Then pass set modal open and modal open. First modal open and set modal open. Now let's see. If you click the button, let's see what happens. So yes, see, this modal is getting opened. If we click cancel or OK, this will be closed. Fine. So now let's design the modal. So if you click this start a post, you will see this text called create a post in the modal. So let me remove all the contents, p tags and h and h4, I think, and create a post here. Okay, I think the title should be here. Vertically centered modal dialog. So let me add it here. And fine. Now what to do? The next step is to create one input element. So we can say input and the placeholder will be what do you want to talk about. Now save and we will see this input, but we have to design this. So we can say class name, let's say modal input. Now the class modal input should be here, and now let's design this. So first, okay, sorry, they should be here. First, we don't see any background. I mean, we don't see any border. So make border as none for this input. So if you do that, we will have no border. Also, background color will be white or white smoke. So okay, it's not white smoke. I think it's pure white. Yes. Also, it's breaking. I mean, we need some width. But first, outline also none. So that it becomes simple as that. Color is black. To see the post, what we're writing. Font size 20. I mean, not 20, 17 pixels. Let's try. Yes, but it's big. Try 14. I think it's fine. Font family. The name is System UI. System UI. Font has been changed. We can type. Fine. If you remove this entire thing, you will see this placeholder. Also, let's add some width. Say 100%. Fine. We have this width as well. Okay, let's make the font size 16. Fine. You can write anything here like this. Okay. We have also an emoji, one image, one video, and this document button. Also, we have this privacy select. So we will add them later. But first, let me just post data to Firebase. Also, we have a post button here. So let's create it. So say button, class name, post, I mean modal button or btn, or say post btn. Yes, and it's called post. Now save this, and it's here. Okay, I think we can remove the button and just rename this OK to, I mean rename this OK button to this post. So let's check the documentation here. Customize button props. Yes, let me check this. Okay. Okay, on OK button. Okay, I don't think this is what we need. Customize footer. Yes, this is what we need. Okay. So let me copy the footer, which is an array. Sorry, object, and in object we have array. But it's not here, it's here. Now we don't need this button or this button. We can just add one post button here and save. Also, let's import button from ent design and save it. Loading is not defined. Where is loading? Let me remove it. Fine. Handle OK is not defined. Also remove it because we don't need them right now. So we have the post button here that is doing nothing, but it's disabled. So we can make it disabled. It becomes this color, and if you hover the color, I mean the button, we won't see anything. Now, if you type anything here, this will be enabled. So let me create one input element here. So let me create it in this page, not an input element, but one state. Sorry. So we can say, let's say status, comma set status equals to use state. Let's make it a string first. Just now, pass the string to this set. I mean, pass the set status to this modal. Now we don't need this for now. Come to modal and get it as props. Now on this input, we will have on change, and we will store the data in set status like an event. So we will have event dot target dot value. Save this. Now if you type anything, okay, not here, here, the data is coming. Okay, it's coming. Fine. Set status. Okay, fine. Now let me also pass the status here as props in the model component. Let's also get it here, and here the value should be this status. Fine. So we are going to disable this button when our input is empty. I mean, this input is empty. If we fill it with something, only then this button should be enabled. So let me remove, or not remove, let's say if status dot length is more than 0, it means something is inside this input. So we will say let's say false, because if the status dot length is more than 0, we want the disable to be false, or if it is less than 0 or 0, we want it to be true. Save. Now let's try. If you type anything, the button will be enabled, but if you remove anything, this will be disabled. So this is done. So basically we have a modal and where we can create our post. Now come to this post update, and we have the status that contains our text that we need to save. But we need one more thing, one button, not a button, a function. So say send status to Firebase. So we will have this function. Let's pass it on the modal as well, like this. Come to modal and just destructure it from props like this. Now we have send status, and on the button we should have on click event, and this should run this send status. Save. And the UI is done for posting data. Fine. Now let's see the next step, that is to send data to Firebase Firestore. So to post data, when we need a few APIs, I mean from Firebase. So come over to this API file or folder, then make a folder called, let's say, Firestore APIs. Yes, it's a folder. Okay, I think let's make a file, not a folder. Sorry. So let me delete this and create a file called Firestore API.jsx. But we need to initialize Firestore. So come over to Firebase Firestore. So to the step, the step to do that is authentication, not authentication. Come to all products and choose Cloud Firestore here. To set it up, we need to create the Firestore instance. So we can say import get Firestore let me first add Firebase / Firestore. Fine. Then it will be easy to import the function get Firestore. Now we need one more constant. So say const Firestore equals to get Firestore. That is this function, and then we have to pass this app inside, just like we have in auth. Now we have to export the Firestore variable like this. So now we can close this. Come to the main.jsx file. Let's import. Okay, we don't have to import it here, but let's see. Okay, let me create a database here. Let's start in test mode and click next. Okay, let's choose enable. Enable this. fine. So I don't think we need modal for now. Okay, what's the problem? Unknown error occurred. Let's also, click again. Let's see. Okay, let's try Europe. The location of the Firestore. It's not working. They create it again. Let's try. Okay, it's created. Fine. Fine. Now come to rules. Because this has some security rules. For example, the person who is not logged in or signed in should not be able to write data or read them. But we will just add it for now. We will just make it public for now. Let's click publish. Okay, see, this is saying that your rules are defined as public. But we will change it later. Don't worry. Now, all we need to do is create a function here. So say export const, let's say post status. And arrow function this will be. So just like this file, auth.api.jsx, we need to import a few things and the auth from Firebase Firestore. But sorry, not auth. We will have Firestore from Firebase config. Now, so we are going to post data. So we need this function from Firebase Firestore. So from, let me add Firebase / Firestore. So the first function is, I think it's add doc. Add doc means add document. Also, we need a collection keyword. Collection means a function that will be helpful to create a collection here. Fine. So we have collection and add doc. I think we also need one more thing called auth. Do we need auth? Let me check the documentation. I am forgetting what is the thing that we need. Add doc Firebase. Okay, so it's here, add doc. You are here, import get Firestore. Okay, we are doing that, collection and add doc. Okay, const db that we are doing on this config file. Now we have to create a reference. Yes. So let's create it. So say let dbref equals to collection keyword that we had on the top. It takes the db. The db is called the database. In our case, it's Firestore. Then let's add the collection name. So let's say posts. Save this. Now we have to use add doc here like this with, and in the add doc we will pass the dbref. If you scroll down, we can see it here like add doc dbref, the database ref, and the data. So we don't have the data, so let me get it from the post data. So okay, we don't need modal for now. We need this. Also don't need auth API home component CSS. Wait, we need the post status component where it is common post update, and here yes we need this. Let me import this function here which is called post status. So see const, okay, yes, import it at the top here. Say const post status from this API file, then just add it here like this. We will pass the status as params or arguments. Then this data will be here, or say status. Fine. Let me create one object here. So let's say let obj or let object, which will be the data to send. So we will say status as status. We are making an object because later we will add other items as well. For example, we have image, video, emoji and all. Also the privacy. So let's add the object here after the DB-ref. Now I think that's all, but we need a then block here. So say then, and it will send us a response from Firebase, and we can say console.log this document has been added successfully. We can try this custom, this message, but if it fails we can catch it. So I am using promise, but here in auth API I was using try catch block and async await. Not async await, just try catch block, but both will work. So say error and say console.log error. Now let's try this. Let me give, okay, we have a problem here. Post status has been declared already. Where? I guess here post status. Okay. Let me make the name of the post status as small p. Then change the imports. Now it will work. Refresh it. Now open the console like this. Clear it. Click the button. Let's say hello world. Now click post, and you will see document has been added successfully. Now check the Firestore. And we will see this posts. This posts is the database reference. It takes a Firestore from the auth, from the config file, and the collection name. So collection name is called posts, and the status is called hello world. Fine. So this is how we add data in Firebase Firestore. Let's also do a few things. When we are sending data, let's make the function as async and await. Then once the function post status is done, we will call set modal open as false. We will make it false to close it. Now save this. Let's say hello world 2. Click post and it's gone. And immediately you will see we have status 2 as hello world 2 in the Firestore. Fine. But we also have to clear it. So we can say await set status as empty. Now make it as hello world 3. Click post, and this will be here. And if you click the button again, you will not see the text that we posted, that we typed before. It's empty. Fine. Now one more thing to do. Let me have a toast here. Let me import toast from React Toastify. Instead of the this console log, we can add toast.success. And let me try once more, which will be, let's say hello 4. Type anything, click post, and you will see document has been added successfully, and it will be here. So this is how we post status, or we add data or document to the Firestore. In the next video, we will learn how to read them from Firestore using on snapshot change. The function name is something like on snapshot. Let me try. Yes, on snapshot. So we'll try that in the next video.